again, Jumping Castle Magazine. Today we're going to have a little bit of a chat about the anchoring of the jumping castles. Okay, so everybody's seen those horror stories and the videos of the jumping castles flying through the air and children falling out on the ground and getting injured. It's pretty bad, it's pretty serious because it actually happened. You know, there has been deaths over the years, and you know, and for the people, the parents, and for the operators, the owner of the jumping castle, you know, their lives are pretty much ruined simply because maybe a freak accident, but in some instances it just wasn't anchored well enough. So take it seriously because it can have a tragic result. So getting into it, these are the options that you have. This is old school, pegs and a hammer. So this is how it was originally done. Now there's some problems with this in that that you've got steel, and you put that into the ground here, take that into the ground like that. Now if the ground is really hard, you're not going to get that right into the ground. So the issue that you have is you've got this little fellow sticking up, which is a really nasty little trip hazard. Really nasty, something for the kids to kick their toes on. They come around the corner here, running around, and here's this thing sticking out of the ground. They kick their foot on it, hurt themselves. Even worse, if they fall and they hit their head on that, then you've got a serious problem, and that's not what you want, of course. The other issue with these guys is after some time of hitting on here, is what ends up is a really nice sharp little burr on there. If you run your finger along it, it'll just cut right in. So that's another hazard that you're trying to avoid. So these things are not very good, in my opinion. The other thing is that if you do have the ground soft enough that you can get it right into the ground there, so it's flush with the ground, so it's not sticking out. Obviously, if it's gone in pretty easy, it's going to come out pretty easy. So it's not really holding anything. If it's only stuck in the ground that far, it's not going to do anything. You get a strong wind come along, it'll just rip the pegs out and take the jumping castle with it. So that's the pegs and the hammer. Your other option is these guys here. So this is a concrete block. Now it's pretty heavy, so that does a pretty good job. And we put some carpet around it like that, so the kids come around here, and if they kick or fall on or whatever, they're not going to injure themselves badly. But the negative with these guys is that you got to carry them around. So this weighs about 30 kilos or something like that. So if you've got several jumping castles that you're delivering and setting up, you've got to have a lot of these in your vehicle weighing you down. Not too good on your old back. You've got to carry these around, put them on a trolley. So they're effective, but there's a downside to them as well. Now, third idea is this guy, this here. This is a water bag. As you can see, it's full of water. So you just put the cap on there like that. Put it on there like that. Fill them right up with water, so that same thing, they'll weigh roughly the same as that concrete block. Then we just put the clip on them like that. Clip it on here, clip it on like that, and stretch it out nice and tight. Now, the kids can fall on this, they can jump on it, they can do whatever they like. They're not going to hurt themselves. So that's the beauty about these guys. If you've got a little bit of a windy day, or it's not nice and calm, you have got a lot of anchor points. And the deal is, if you've got a lot of anchor points, use them. Get plenty of these, tie it down to whatever you can, even to a fence or a tree or something heavy. So make sure you do a good job with it. The beauty about these guys is that when you're finished, you can just empty the water out. This is nice and light. Throw it in your delivery vehicle and away you go. Now, a little bit of a tip though, is this has got water in it, and as we've discussed before, water is the enemy to these fellas anyway. So what you don't do is empty this out and make a big wet puddle, and then roll your jumping castle up in the water, in the wet puddle that you made. So when you're packing up, unclip this one, roll up your jumping castle, get it out of the way, and then the last thing that you do is take this cap off, empty water out onto their grass, and away you go. So that's a little tip. Just remember that one. Get it in the right sequence. Anyway, that's a little bit of info on anchoring down. Most important to get it right, or things can go badly wrong, and that's something that you don't want to live with. Alright, cheers till next time.